Hi dear doctors, welcome to 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗵 and the topic of discussion for today is two important syndromes related to hepatobiliary and pancreatic system. I am Dr. 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗵 and let's quickly start a discussion on two topics. One is going to be Dubin-Johnson syndrome and other is going to be Rotor syndrome. So Dubin-Johnson and Rotor, these both are hepatobiliary pancreatic disorders. Let's quickly understand one by one what is important aspects in this. So let's just understand first about the Dubin-Johnson. And in order to understand about the Dubin-Johnson, see, you have to understand a little bit about the metabolism of bilirubin. So first of all, it has breakdown of RBCs, okay, and then there is some premature RBC destruction. Then of course, both of them leads to the formation of heme. Now this heme is going to get combined with heme and globin, and I think I should say that this heme in particular is responsible for getting converted into the bilirubin. Now this unconjugated bilirubin is going to combine with albumin and it is going to go where? It is going to go liver. In liver, this bilirubin is going to get converted into conjugated bilirubin with the help of glucuronide transferase. Okay. Now please understand that this is possible if, understand, there is a good transport system which is working out, which is carrying this unconjugated bilirubin inside the hepatocytes. Okay, inside what? Inside the liver cells. Okay, can you understand this? So what happens in your Dubin-Johnson syndrome, please understand what happens in this Dubin-Johnson syndrome, that it is having a mutation in MRP2 gene and which leads to defective canalicular transport of conjugated bilirubin. So once this bilirubin is conjugated, it has to go out. Understand this, it has to go out into the canaliculi. So please understand like this, that the conjugated bilirubin has to go. Either it can go into the canaliculi. So if it is going to go in the canaliculi, it is going to get utilized. And if it is not going to into canaliculi, it is going to go into the blood, where there will be conjugated hyperbilirubinemia. There will be conjugated hyperbilirubinemia. So are you getting it? So what happens in this case, that because it is not going to canaliculi, there will be increase in the conjugated bilirubin because of the mutation in MRP2 gene. So what is important out of Dubin-Johnson? That the gene mutation is MRP2 and there is conjugated bilirubin which is increased in Dubin-Johnson syndrome, and this is the beautiful mnemonic, and this makes me, or this reminds me of something that I am a big fan of, that is called as MACD. I'm so sorry, I don't know if it is visible or not. MACD. So M for MRP, C for conjugated, D for Dubin-Johnson. Okay, MRP and then conjugated and then Dubin-Johnson. Okay. Now, of course, the bilirubin level are going to get increased, may rise up to 25 mg per deciliter, and that's where there is icterus which is going to occur. It can have hepatosplenomegaly as well because of the excessive conjugated bilirubin, and of course with the use of OCPs and in the pregnancy, the bilirubin metabolism and the amount of bilirubin is increased, so it may get worsened. But yeah, there is no pruritus because pruritus is actually a function. No pruritus, that means it is increasing, but yeah, since pruritus is not seen in Dubin-Johnson, that why pruritus is not seen. Okay. But what happens now is that because a lot of conjugated bilirubin is there inside the liver, this also leads to the production of a lot of melanin like materials in the lysosome, and that is why the liver is going to be black. Okay, that's going to be what? Black, or I call it as like this, like Dubin-Johnson has got a dark color liver. Dark liver means black color liver. Although you have got ALP and GGT, everything is going to be normal. One thing which is increased is corpoporphyrins. The urine corpoporphyrins are going to get increased because now it is conjugated, so the corpoporphyrin level is going to get increased, which you can remember from the C. This is corpoporphyrin. So levels of corpoporphyrin are going to get increased. Okay, corpoporphyrins are going to get increased, And if you visualize, okay, in imaging, you will have a delayed gallbladder visualization. Okay, so these three things are very important to understand, that why there is delayed gallbladder visualization, and why there is increase in amount of urine porphyrinogen, and why another important part, that why there is a black liver. So the reason why does this happen is, first of all, there is black liver. Why? Because these materials like porphyrinogen and other things, they are going to get excreted. So generally they are excreted with bile. Okay, so because it is not excreted, so some part is going to remain inside the liver, that imparts the black color to the liver. Okay, I mean porphyrinogen and some melanin like substance. Okay, they both are supposed to excrete with the bile, but they are not going to get excreted with the bile, and they are going to get accumulated inside the liver. That is why there is a black liver which is going to occur, number one. Number two thing is the increase in porphyrinogen in the urine. Why? Because see, now it is not going to the bile, and that's why it is going to the blood more, and from the blood, of course, the blood is go to the kidney, so there will be increase in the urine as well. There is delayed gallbladder visualization, of course, because the obstruction in the canaliculi. Okay, this is happening because of obstruction in the canaliculi, that you will not be able to see the gallbladder as well. Rotor syndrome is also very much similar. It is a defective reuptake of conjugated bilirubin from the sinusoidal blood. So once it is going to get conjugated, understand this, once it is going to get conjugated, it is going to go to the blood, and then it is taken away back in the hepatocytes just to maintain the cycle. So there is a defective hepatocyte reuptake of conjugated bilirubin. That's why you are going to have increase in the conjugated bilirubin. This may rise up to 25 mg per deciliter. There will be mild icterus, no pruritus, and no hepatosplenomegaly which is going to be there. Okay, because the major amount of bilirubin is going away, just because the reuptake is less, some amount is going to be there in the blood vessels, but not enough to increase the size of the hepatocytes and the spleen. So no hepatosplenomegaly. And of course, the canalicular system is proper, so there is no dark colored, there is normal colored liver. ALP, GGT are anyways going to be normal. The total porphyrins are actually increased, but not very much increased. Okay, prompt liver visualization, no problem, nothing is going to be there. And in both of the conditions, in Dubin-Johnson and Rotors, they are benign condition, does not require much of the treatment part. So with this, I take your leave. Thank you so much and God bless you. We'll meet in the next session.